Family Guy has destroyed more celebrities than any other show on television. From politicians to pop stars to Hollywood actors, nobody is safe from the show's brutal takedowns. Today, we're breaking down the most brutal celebrity destructions in Family Guy history. Let's get into it. In We Love You, Conrad, there's a scene where Stewie and Brian are on set and they spot Brody Jenner. Out of nowhere, Stewie makes a comment about Bruce Jenner being a woman.
Bruce Jenner is a woman. An elegant, beautiful Dutch woman.
The line is delivered with Stewie's typical icy delivery, and it's played as just another throwaway gag. At the time, nobody thought much of it. It was just another edgy Family Guy joke that pushed boundaries. But fast forward to 2015, and Bruce Jenner publicly came out as Caitlyn Jenner in a televised interview.
A woman?
Yes, for all intents and purposes, I am a woman.
When this happened, the Family Guy clip resurfaced and went absolutely viral. People couldn't believe that the show had predicted this transformation years before it actually happened. The clip was shared millions of times across social media. This joke proved that Family Guy will make jokes about anyone, regardless of how sensitive the topic is. And sometimes, those jokes turn out to be eerily accurate.
Ugh, look, there's Brody Jenner. God, what a douchebag. I can't believe that came out of Bruce Jenner's vagina.
Family Guy has made multiple jokes about Kevin Spacey over the years, and every single one of them aged like fine wine. The most famous one appears in an early episode called Don't Make Me Over. In this episode, Stewie runs naked through the mall on a bet with Brian. As he's running, he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement." It's a blink and you miss it moment, but it's incredibly dark.
Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement! Help me!
But Family Guy didn't stop there. They brought the joke back in Crimes and Meg's Demeanor, where Peter notes at the end of The Usual Suspects that the character was gay all along, referring to Kevin Spacey himself.
He was gay the whole time!
The jokes then continued in HTTP, where the guys watch Marvel's The Offenders, a parody of The Avengers featuring sexual predators. Kevin Spacey is a member of the group.
We now return to Marvel's The Offenders.
Good morning, you see. I gathered y'all together, Kevin Spacey.
When the real allegations surfaced, all of these Family Guy clips went viral. People realized that the show had been hinting at Spacey's predatory behavior for years across multiple episodes. In North by North Quahog, Peter and Lois are having problems in their marriage. Lois yells out George Clooney's name during sex.
George? Who the hell is George?
George Clooney?
So they decide to take a second honeymoon to enliven their relationship. They leave Brian to take care of the kids. On the way to their vacation spot, Peter crashes the car into a tree because he's reading a comic book while driving. They're forced to spend their entire honeymoon money on car repairs. Just when they're about to go home, Peter discovers that Mel Gibson has a private suite at a luxurious hotel nearby.
Park Barrington is already attracting some big names, such as Christianity enthusiast Mel Gibson, who has his own room on permanent reserve.
Boy, that'd make some second honeymoon, huh?
Peter and Lois go to the hotel, and Peter poses as Mel Gibson to gain access to his room.
Excuse me, I'm Mel Gibson, here for the key to my specially reserved room.
You're Mel Gibson?
Yes, I've put on a few pounds for my next role. I play Peter Griffin.
While they're there, Peter accidentally stumbles upon Gibson's private screening room and discovers a sequel to The Passion of the Christ called The Passion of the Christ 2: Crucify This.
Passion of the Christ 2: Crucify This. This July, let he who is without sin.
Peter decides to steal the film to spare the world from another 2 hours of Mel Gibson Jesus content. But when they leave the hotel, they're noticed by two priests who are Gibson's associates. A massive car chase ensues through a shopping mall. Peter and Lois escape and drive to a cornfield where Peter buries the film, but the priests fly down in a crop duster and kidnap Lois. Peter gets a message telling him that if he doesn't return the film to Gibson at his estate on top of Mount Rushmore, his wife will be killed. Peter arrives at Mount Rushmore and gives Gibson a film can, but Gibson discovers that Peter replaced the film with dog feces. This leads to a chase on the face of the mountain. While being chased, Lois slips but hangs on to George Washington's lips. Peter grabs Lois, and while being held at gunpoint, he tells Gibson that the film is in President Rushmore's mouth and points to the other side of the monument. Gibson follows Peter's direction and falls off the edge. Peter claims that Christians don't believe in gravity.
My God, he just walked right over the edge.
Of course he did. Christians don't believe in gravity.
This was an extended takedown of Mel Gibson's persona. The episode portrayed Gibson as unhinged, obsessive, and dangerous. And considering Gibson's real-life controversies with anti-Semitic rants and violent behavior, Family Guy was pretty accurate. According to an opening title card, The Juice is Loose is one of several recently discovered lost episodes found in the Griffin family basement. It takes place in 2007, prior to O.J. Simpson's arrest for armed robbery. Peter comes across a raffle ticket from 1989 that he forgot to cash in. The ticket wins him a chance to play golf with celebrity O.J. Simpson. At first, Peter is unaware of Simpson's accusation for the murders of his wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman.
Dad, who is it?
O.J. Simpson.
Peter, why in the world would you want to play golf with O.J. Simpson?
Why not, Lois? He's the Juice, one of the greatest football players ever.
Peter, he murdered 2 people.
What?
He brutally killed his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman.
O.J. Simpson?
Yes.
Upon the realization, Peter starts to panic that he is going to play golf with a murderer. Joe convinces Peter to wear a wire during the golf game to try to get him to confess.
Oh my God, Joe, you're right. O.J. Simpson is a murderer. What am I gonna do? I'm playing golf with him tomorrow.
Peter's cover is blown when his wire shorts out. Simpson laments having lost a chance of escaping the accusation. Feeling guilty, Peter decides that Simpson is actually innocent and decides to befriend him.
That's nice of you to say, Peter. It's been so long since I've had a friend.
Gosh, there's no way you could have killed anybody. Not with those sad eyes. I'm gonna make sure everything's gonna be all right.
Peter brings Simpson home to meet the family, who are initially less tolerant of Simpson than Peter. Word gets out of Simpson's presence in Quahog, and an angry mob led by Mayor Adam West shows up, intent on driving Simpson out of town.
We don't want you in our town, Simpson. We don't love you like we did in 1993.
Simpson makes a heartfelt speech, professing that he's just as imperfect as everyone else. This causes the residents of Quahog to apologize and embrace him. Everyone forgives OJ and welcomes him to the community. But then, in a split second, the tables turn to a surprise ending. Simpson takes out a knife and kills 3 people before running off. A furious mob chases after Simpson as the Griffins look on. Peter, wearing a guilty, disappointed look, indifferently declares, "I guess he did do it."
Oh, I guess he did do it.
James Woods has appeared in multiple Family Guy episodes, and the show has destroyed him every single time. The saga begins in Peter's Got Woods. Peter becomes best friends with James Woods, and the two become inseparable. But over time, Woods becomes obsessed with their friendship. After Peter misses 5 minutes of dinner, Woods goes into a tirade.
James, what are you doing here? What's going on?
Hello, Peter. Would you like some cold roast beef? Oh, Peter, I had this crazy idea that you and I were supposed to have dinner tonight. But I guess you had other plans.
To get rid of Woods for good, Peter and Brian plan a trap baited with Reese's Pieces, ending in a crate held up by a stick tied to a rope. The plan works perfectly. Woods follows the candy trail and ends up trapped underneath the crate. In Back to the Woods, James Woods returns after being locked in the crate to seek revenge against Peter. Woods steals Peter's identity and, by law, takes over as head of the Griffin household. He forces Peter off his own property.
This house belongs to Peter Griffin, and that's me.
Driver's license, social security card, passport, title to the house. Huh.
Can't possibly believe this. You know who Peter is.
I know, Lois, but this man has all the paperwork.
Oh, come on, this is identity theft.
To reunite with his family and save them from Woods' abuse and manipulation, Peter decides to steal Woods' identity and pose as him. Peter offends the entire country to obliterate Woods' career and image.
Well, Brian, it's been a productive week. I think I've successfully destroyed James Woods' reputation.
Well, our top story continues to be the fall of actor James Woods, who almost overnight has gone from America's most beloved celebrity to America's most hated pariah.
This was a long-running portrayal of Woods as petty and vindictive. The show made Woods a recurring villain, and every appearance is more savage than the last. In Hannah Banana, Stewie is a self-proclaimed Hannah Montana fan and learns that Miley Cyrus is having a concert in Quahog. With tickets sold out and Stewie blackmailing to help, they sneak in backstage at the concert. After being confronted by Miley, Brian explains that Stewie has a tumor-shaped head like a football, which convinces Miley to let them hang out with her.
Stewie, he's just a baby, and he's your biggest fan, and he has cancer.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, he's got a tumor in his head the size of a football.
I think I can see it.
Miley and Stewie become best friends. While having ice cream with Miley, Stewie notices a signal interference on her cell phone when handing it to her. Upon spying on her, Stewie and Brian discover that she is actually an android clone created by Walt Disney Imagineering. Miley was designed to be the perfect teen idol who can never fail. When a curious Brian asks if she can have sex, Stewie agrees to reprogram Miley, but it goes wrong and only causes Miley to malfunction. Miley goes on a rampage through the streets of Quahog, throwing cars and destroying buildings. The evil monkey confronts her, telling her to stop and criticizing her music. In retaliation, Miley kidnaps the monkey and takes him to the top of a nearby skyscraper. Peter recruits Quagmire to help shoot her down in a biplane, and a King Kong-style battle with Miley begins. As Miley is riddled with shots, the monkey falls out of her hands. Miley is pummeled off the top of the skyscraper. This was a ruthless pop culture takedown that portrayed Miley as a manufactured product designed by Disney, not a real person with actual talent. In Chris Has Got a Date, Chris is shot down by his female classmates when he tries to ask for a date to the school homecoming dance. Stewie advises him to ask Taylor Swift, who promptly agrees. Chris and Taylor go on a date, and they have a sweet night together. Everything seems perfect, but after the date, Brian makes the family aware of a music video that Bonnie shared on social media. In the music video, Taylor Swift absolutely trashes Chris. She sings a brutal breakup song about him, making him look terrible. The family is confused about why she would do this after such a nice date. Determined to find out why she would do such a thing, Chris travels to her Rhode Island home with Stewie and Brian to confront her. Taylor admits she does it out of habit and that she really did enjoy their date.
Taylor, why'd you write that song about me? I thought we had a real connection.
We do. I really like you, Chris. I'm sorry.
To make it up to them, she invites them backstage with her at a show where she attempts to sing a nice song about Chris, but she is booed mercilessly by her fans. Her audience doesn't want nice songs, they want drama and breakup anthems. Taylor is comforted by Chris backstage, but when she admits she would be willing to give up being a celebrity for his sake, Chris insults her. Realizing that this is his way of allowing her to continue being who she really is, they share a smile and she kisses him before going back out to sing her normal repertoire. This episode skewered Taylor Swift's reputation for writing breakup songs about every guy she dates. The show suggested that she manufactures drama for hit songs and that her entire persona is built on failed relationships. It was a brutal takedown of her breakup song brand. The #1 celebrity destruction is Donald Trump. In Trump Guy, Peter and his family moved to Washington, D.C. after he was hired to work for the Trump administration at the end of the previous episode. Meg is less than pleased about the move, but after meeting Ivanka Trump and getting a makeover, she suddenly becomes more attractive, at least by Washington, D.C. standards. But when Ivanka leaves Meg alone with Donald Trump, he grabs Meg inappropriately by her privates. Meg is shocked and her family refuses to believe her when she tells them, but when Trump tries to molest her a second time, the rest of the Griffins catch him in the act. This leads Peter to resign from his job and try to be a kinder man. But when Peter is unsurprisingly unable to keep this vow, Trump rubs it in his face and insults him as a failed role model. Peter and Trump engage in a protracted fight after Peter questions Trump's actual net worth. They brawl in the White House for several minutes, destroying furniture and interrupting a press conference. The fight is brutal and goes on forever, with both of them taking massive hits. After brawling for what feels like an eternity, the two steal separate airplanes from the Smithsonian Institution. The planes hit each other head-on and crash, miraculously perched atop the Washington Monument. With Peter's life at stake, Trump becomes sympathetic and attempts to save Peter. Peter tries to grab on, but he's unable to due to how small Trump's hands are. Trump lowers himself to try and grab Peter, but his hand slips from the ledge, having been saved by Justin Trudeau with an industrial air mattress. The Canadian Prime Minister checks that the duo are okay and then departs. Trump and Peter reconcile their grudges in the sunset and move on. This was an extended takedown of Trump's persona, ending in a savage White House brawl. The episode portrayed Trump as a sexual predator with tiny hands and a fake net worth. It's the most brutal celebrity destruction in Family Guy history. So there you have it. Every time Family Guy destroyed a celebrity, from Donald Trump to Taylor Swift to O.J. Simpson, the show has roasted everyone. Which celebrity roast was the most brutal? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.